G'day guys, namaste, I hope you're doing well. And if you haven't noticed already, this reality has become very much like a dream lately, hasn't it? And there's a lot of energy going on, and I'm going to jump on here and have a bit of a yarn because a lot of you are going through this Lightning McQueen archetype experience at the moment. And if you haven't watched the Lightning McQueen movie, specifically the first movie, then I suggest that you save this video, go and watch the Lightning McQueen movie, and then come back to this video and watch this video. Or you could watch this now and then go and watch Lightning McQueen later. But Lightning McQueen is very significant. Lightning is very significant. There's all this energy and electricity that we can all feel at the moment, and most of you are unsure as to what this energy is and whether it's here to help you or whether it's here to destroy you. Okay, it's here to help you, I can promise you that, because it's the frequency of unconditional love. But Lightning McQueen, very powerful and deep movie, and the reason is because Walt Disney, right? Walt Disney, his energy, his legacy still lives today, and he's still creating from the non-physical realm. And I connect with him deeply in meditation, and he shares wisdom with me, and I feel like I have a very deep connection with Walt Disney. And him and his brother, when they were alive, before they kicked off the whole Walt Disney Studios, they would go to Mexico and drink cactus medicine. And that's where they'd get a lot of their ideas from. It was from the other realms, through accessing altered states of consciousness. So I had a little bit of cactus medicine this morning, and I watched Lightning McQueen, and I got a really deep, multi-layer, I got a deeper understanding of that movie, and it's very clever. Walt Disney, was and is very clever and brilliant. And those movies, the Disney movies, have many, many layers and stories upon stories and upon stories that you can go deeper and deeper and deeper into those movies. That's why when you watch them again, that's why you're called to watch them again, so that you can go deeper into the movies that do resonate with your soul, the movies that are about you from a parallel life that you remember and are remembering. They help you to remember parallel lives that you've lived. So a lot of you are going through the Lightning McQueen archetype at the moment, and the movie's really interesting. Okay, at the start of the movie, it starts off with Lightning McQueen. Okay, a young rookie race car driver. He drives a red race car. They call him Lightning McQueen. He is about to win the championship, the Piston Cup for the year, right? But he's all ego, right? He thinks he's above everyone else. He doesn't work well with his crew, so his pit crew. He recycles a lot of pit crews and had recycled many pit crews throughout the year. And he'd become a bit of a one-man show, very egoic, didn't want to support the people who gave him his start in the beginning, didn't want to respect his other drivers, other people, just was doing his own thing in his own lane. I'm better than everyone else. Very, very egoic energy. So that's how the movie begins. Lightning McQueen is heavily, 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 as many of us are, right, in that egoic energy. It's all about me, very, very selfish, and not feeling that connection, any connection to other beings, just being solely focused on himself. So that's the initial, how the movie starts off. But he gets humbled, right? And a lot of you have experienced this. So a lot of you are living the Lightning McQueen archetype. If you watch this movie, you're going to realize that what's happened to you, what's been happening in your reality, is the Lightning McQueen archetype or story. This story that Walt Disney grabbed from the Akashic field and shared through this movie. It's yours. It's a soul remembering. It's a parallel life that you're remembering. And so there's a lot of wisdom and gold nuggets for you to dig out in this movie. And I'm going to help you to see a deeper level of understanding and what Walt Disney was conveying on a deeper, multifaceted level, because he connected through the Plant King to those altered states of consciousness just like I do. And so anyway, I'm getting all these downloads from Walt Disney and insights into his soul on a very deep level, and a deep understanding of who that man was as an aspect of my own consciousness, right? We are all aspects of each other's consciousness. We all share this universal consciousness, right? We're all connected. And Walt Disney knew this, and this is how he built his brilliant empire. So anyway, coming back to the movie, Lightning McQueen starts off in ego, right? And he gets humbled, right? He doesn't win the Piston Cup, and it gets postponed. The race gets postponed because there's a three-way tie. The number 3 is very significant. and cars are very significant too. The movie is called Cars. Anyway, there's a three-way tie, right? And the race gets delayed a week, a decider, okay? But Lightning gets taken, a divine intervention. He's on the truck trying to haul ass to get to California to this race so he can prepare, because he wants to win this race more than anything in the world, right? But a divine intervention takes place and he falls off the back of the truck. Some people mess around with him. There's a group of cars on that as Lightning McQueen is traveling to California in his truck, right? There's a group of cars, young sort of prankster type energy, who come up and mess with Mac, the truck driver, and they put him into a sleep. They hypnotize him into a sleep. And what ends up happening is Lightning McQueen ends up falling out of the trailer onto the road in the middle of the night, getting lost, and ends up in a place called Radiator Springs, which is a humble little town with very few people, probably about 12 or 13 people, other cars, right, that live there, and they live harmoniously together, quiet town, no one visits. It's a ghost town, right? But he ends up there and he damages the road, and he has to go to court, and they make him fix the road, okay? Now, this is like an initiation, a rite of passage. Lightning McQueen doesn't realize at the time that he's been divinely redirected. Okay, he thinks he needs to go to California and do laps to make sure that he's like humming for this race and so that he wins. But actually, the divine has a better preparation for him, much, much, much better preparation. And it's about him becoming his true self and remembering his true self. Okay, and this gets displayed at the end of the movie. He becomes humble. Okay, so he goes through this experience, he fixes the road, but he resists. And like he initially does a shit job and they make him redo it. And as he's going through this process, right, he learns to surrender, right? And he finds connection with these people that are very seemingly, initially Lightning McQueen thinks these people are quite simple-minded and not his energy at all. And yeah, doesn't want anything to do with him. Just wants to get the hell out of there. But he realizes and he feels a deep level of connection as he goes through this process of fixing the road, which takes 5 days. And he realizes that these people have something. There's some kind of magic. And what Radiator Springs represents is the kingdom of heaven, because he meets Sally there. Sally is his divine union. They have a divine reunion, okay? Divine orchestration leads them together. But Sally is initially quite harsh with Lightning McQueen and brutal and makes him fix the road that he damaged, right? And that's very metaphorical as well. Many of you have caused damage in other people's lives unconsciously, okay? And that's okay, okay? All is forgiven, okay? But just like Lightning McQueen did in this movie, you are also, what you are doing with the inner work that you're doing, the healing, the energy work that you've been doing. That's you fixing the path, the road that you damaged. So it's very metaphorical. It's a story about redemption. And in the end, Lightning McQueen realizes how sacred this little town called Radiator Springs is, and he starts investing in the town, pouring into it. So instead of surrendering to this higher power that took him there in the first place, he learns to surrender as he wrestles with his ego over that 5 days that he is fixing the road and spending time with these people. And in the end, his ego dissolves and he becomes really humble. And the other really interesting thing is that there's this character, Doc Hudson, who is a mentor, an elder, who shows up at the beginning of the movie in Radiator Springs, and Lightning McQueen initially resists Doc Hudson, who was a famous race car, which he doesn't realize at the time, but had a lot of knowledge and wisdom and experience. But Lightning McQueen disregards his advice in the beginning, and Doc Hudson is kind of in disguise, and God often works that way, so that's very metaphorical as well. God, for many of you, your higher self, has showed up in disguise and tried to give you advice and help you, but you've resisted it. But then, like Lightning McQueen, you've wrestled with your ego, you've gone through that process of fixing the road, and Lightning McQueen comes to realize the infinite wisdom and knowledge that Doc Hudson holds. So as Lightning McQueen surrenders, it all gets revealed to him. The truth gets revealed. Let me know how it goes.